Okay, folks, here is the 92 Peterbilt 378 B model cat, and this is the one we're sticking the oh well, it's the same thing as an ISL 9, but it's actually a it says Paccar on it, it says PX9, but I want to get this out of the way because everybody's going to go, why would you ever do what you're doing there and take a cat motor? Because the last one I did, everybody, so just listen to the video and what I say. We have to do these in California. I know I don't like it either. We don't like it. Nobody likes it. It has to do it. But if you don't do it in California, you can't run the truck. So either you do it or you're out of business. That's kind of the way it is. So that being said, we're taking the B model cat out of it and putting this. Here's the deal. They're licensed for $50,000. It's just a lube truck, okay? This is a lube truck. Here's their fuel, and I'll show you back here. Are there other man, that short guy here can't, short son of a gun, can't get up in there. But this is all the other stuff. This is here's obviously an air tank. But I mean, they've got other compartments here for, it looks like a greaser there, and tool cabinet of some kind. But front tank's fuel, clear fuel and red fuel, off highway and clear fuel. I mean, this thing's a really set up nice deal here. Different, I don't know if they got hydraulic oil, and I'm sure this outfit's a huge excavation outfit down south. And this is actually a YouTube viewer. I met Frank today, and he was a hell of a nice guy. And here's the deal. So what we got to do, Frank's is already way ahead of the game. The last one I had to hunt all this stuff down. Frank already got the small fuel tank and the small def tank. Okay. So people are going to ask, why would you ever do that to the truck and dump that much money into it? Because if you go buy a stretched framed truck just like this, with this body type, fuel type, lube type, you know, all the components on it, you're right around $300,000 on this specialty truck. So the reason we're putting the smaller displacement engine in it, for one thing, is we were measuring things out. We're pretty sure we could get an ISX 15 in there, but it would be really tight. It'd be really tight. This 378 Peterbilt's got a setback front axle. And the other thing is, they're only hauling around 50,000 pounds. So the ISL 9 is going to work just fine. And we're going to have plenty of room. It's 350 horse. These were 4 1/4. So another thing I want to pitch to you, if anybody is interested in purchasing a good, well, I'll start it when we get the hood open. If anybody be interested in purchasing a B model cat, this truck has got 435,000 miles on it, I believe. And those are total miles. From what I understand, that it hasn't rolled over or anything. It sits most of the time. Yeah, 433,000 miles on it. And if anybody be interested in a good running B model cat, I'll go ahead and fire it up well you can listen to it. It's got an override button for oil pressure. Nothing wrong with this engine, nothing. I mean, it's got your typical Caterpillar front structure leak, which isn't real bad yet. That ain't no big deal. So if anybody be interested in a good running B model cat, I'll leave an email in the description, and you guys can email me, and we'll contact each other and talk it over. But anyways, this is our project coming up. We're gonna pull this cat motor out. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do obviously is pull the hood. Probably even pull the front bumper off. Pull the hood. Yeah, we'll just pull the hood and the bumper, and we'll back her in the shop, start draining fluids. We'll pull the transmission on it, and then we'll pull the engine, and then we'll have to start mocking up our new engine and get it to where we, get everything mounted. I'm thinking that we're just going to use the, with this B model cat, I'm thinking we're going to have plenty of cooling capacity. I don't know if they've got a 4-row or 5-row radiator in this one, but anyway, even with a 3-row and the size of the radiator, I would think that the stock, this radiator here, should work fine. I don't know. I might change my mind once I get there. I don't know for sure yet, because this other one's got everything on it. This one has the complete cooling package with it right here. So I don't know yet. I might use this one just because this all mates up to the charge air cooler, and all that stuff will work with this, and everything will line up. So I might use this one anyway. I haven't decided what I'm going to do there yet. The first step is getting your engine in there and getting it mounted properly. And we already measured this. That's going to go. We're going to have to relocate the battery box on this one. And we've decided that the battery box, we're going to relocate the batteries. And of course, we're going to have to make longer cables and redo all that. But we're going to have to relocate the batteries right here, is what we're going to wind up doing in this cabinet. And let's see what else. That def tank and all that stuff, I'm going to look at it a little bit, make sure. I don't know over here, is there any air tanks? On Tom's truck, I had an air tank that was right here on that 379 that was in the way. It's kind of the same. Well, his air tank was mounted over the top of the fuel tank on the right hand side, so this one might be able to stay here. I'm not sure yet. But anybody would be interested in this. This has got a brake saver, as you can see. This has got a brake saver, and those of you that don't know what a brake saver is kind of like a giant torque converter, except let's see here. I'm trying to remember. It moves the oil against the stator, but it doesn't really have like an impeller, I don't think, for a turbine, like on a torque converter. That's what it's lacking. But I might be wrong about that. I'd have to do the theory of operation. It's been years since I tore one of those apart. I pulled a 3408 cat out of a 79 Peterbilt one time that had a brake saver on the 3408, and we put in a 3406B without the brake saver. I might be backwards on that too. I don't remember which one had the brake saver or which one didn't. I don't remember. But one of them had and one of them didn't. We're going to keep the 18-speed Eaton transmission. The thing I'm lacking though is the bell housing. I'm going to have to swap the bell housing out on the transmission and put a Type 2 on there. And I didn't even really know this till Frank told me. I guess I've never really messed with the smaller displacement, swapping stuff around before like this, going to the smaller engine. And apparently that's called a Type 2 bell housing, and the ones on the bigger flywheel housings are a Type 1. So we're probably going to have to, everything's going to set forward more. That engine is shorter, so the driveline link's going to change. It'll be longer. So this driveline here, we'll have to pull it. Well, we'll probably leave our carrier, or hook it back up to our carrier once we get everything mocked up where we need to be, and then we'll do our measuring to see how much more we need to add on the driveline. So anyways, we got a good project coming our way, and actually wasn't even going to start on it today, but I changed my mind. Anyhow, we'll by the time they got done there, it was 11 o'clock, and I was going to go down and put the other track on the Challenger and finish that video up, but I didn't get a chance to do it because my wife says that we have family pictures at 4 o'clock, so there's no sense in going down there and having to turn around and come right back. So I thought, well, you know what, I can get this thing rigged up and ready to go, and maybe we get the hood off and the bumper off and get it in the door. So I've already backed it in here just to make sure I was going to have room, because it's just a little shop, but I've got room. I can do this. I'll have to pull the engine outside. I don't have enough room here. I'll have to cage the brakes, and then I've got a John Deere tractor, and once I get the hood off, I'm not too worried about it. I've got a BG blade, and I'll cage these brakes, and while it's running right now, I'll probably go ahead and cage them. And once I get the bumper off, I'll just push that BG blade up against the frame where it won't hurt anything, and just push it back in the door, and just make sure that I've got somebody back there that can throw a block behind the wheel so I don't shove it right through the wall. So anyhow, not much of a video for this, but I just wanted to show you it's here, and we're going to begin shortly.